Hello everyone, this is a video lecture for pre-calculus. We're doing 10.3 parabolas. So let's do some parabolas. First off, we have a parabola that would look something kind of like this. And we have its focus right here. And then a directrix. I'm going to write that up. The directrix is right there. And we haven't really talked about directrixes before. Here's another one. So that's a right side up one. We got a sideways parabola as well. And again, there's your focus. And then there's your directrix. So the directrix is the same distance to the center as the focus. And so that focus distance that we've been finding all the time is that same distance, just going backwards now. They use a different letter here than F. They use P, and so I'm going to use like a P distance, P. But this is going to be a negative P because we're going in the negative direction. Same thing here. This is a negative P, and this is a positive P. So let's talk about the formulas for this stuff. So first we got x squared is equal to 4py. And on this side we got y squared is equal to 4px. And so this is kind of like the major minors and that kind of thing. Here it's more like a format, honestly. I'm just making that x look worse and worse, but well, I said it, so it's close enough then. Notice that we got x squared, and so as soon as you see this, what do you think? You think this guy, right? And that's the idea, is that you should look right here at the square to kind of tell you what's going on. A y squared, that's kind of weird for us. We don't normally see that. That's a sideways thing, okay? You could also say like the symmetric axis is going to be this right here, that letter. And so you can see y, the y-axis is the symmetry, x symmetry. I mean, that's up to you, but I often just look here. Is it x squared? Boom. If it's not x squared, then I do the other guy. So again, that p in there, that p is the focus distance. I'm just going to write that up one more time. That's the focus distance. And so negative p would be the directrix distance. Fighting this this new tablet here. The directrix distance. Okay. Cool. So let's do some math. I got 10, 3, 1. I got x squared is equal to 20y, and that's it. Notice x squared, we know that one. That's going to look like this. So there's your parabola already. Notice that this was supposed to be a 4p. Yep, see how it's 4p, 4p? And so we got a 4 times 5, don't we? That's how you got that 20, is 4 times 5. And so your p is equal to 5. And in particular, this is a positive 5. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive. There's your focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative for your directrix. So when they say, hey, what's your directrix line equation and all that stuff, God, I just can't do x's today. It's going to be y equals a negative 5. And the reason why is because it's a y value at negative 5. Now, they're also going to want the focus, like the focus point, because there's only the one. And if you look right there, it's at 0, 5. In a way, I would like to say positive 5 there. So same number, back and forth. There you go. Next question. 10, 3, 3. So I've got y squared is equal to a negative 8x. Again, y squared, that's weird. I don't normally see that. And notice that it's negative, so it's going to be going this way this time. Okay, but let's, decode. So I got negative 8 is equal to 4p. Solve for p, divide by 4, and you would get a negative 2, right? And so that's your focus distance is 2 blocks out. There's your focus. So your directrix is going to be a negative 2. Well, negative of a negative, technically. So yeah, your focus is going to be now, this is x, so it's going to be a negative 2, 0. your directrix is going to be, again, this is an equation. Notice that's an x equals line. It's a vertical line at +2. Two negatives make a positive. Okay, cool. Next one. 10.3.17. Okay. So they say that we have a focus at 13, 0. They say we have a directrix. You know, words are not my strong suit. I think this tablet's kind of acting up a tiny bit too from last time. And so they say we got a directrix, we got a focus, all that kind of stuff. What's the equation? Well, if you see right here, we definitely have P is equal to a +13. See the negative there because it's the opposite. Notice also this is an x value. And then this is an x as well. So it's going to be 4px because it's going to be along the x line. Thus, this has to be a y squared. Another way you could do this is just start drawing it. And so 13 for your focus. Directrix is over here. And so then it has to be inside the focus. The focus is on the inside of the parabola curve thingy. And so that's definitely a y squared because it's not a normal up-down thing. We already know that p is equal to 13. And so we got 4 times 13. And then 4 times 13 is 52. And we're done. Okay, cool. Next one. I sure have a whole lot of examples. So, focus is at 0, 4. Directrix. Yeah, this tablet's definitely not acting correctly right now. Got a -4. Go figure, right? So here we got P is equal to a +4. Notice that it's a Y. So this is, again, this is going to be an x squared is equal to 4py. Or you could see that y is that y right there. I mean, that's up to you. And so x squared is equal to 4 times 4 y. 4 times 4 is 16. There you go. So graphing it, +4 on the y, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is your directrix line. And then boom, boom. So what is a directrix anyways? Well, it's just a line that, I don't know the exact definition. There's ways you can use to graph it and stuff. And that's totally fine. I just see it as something that's never crossed by the graph. Kind of like, not like asymptotes. It's just kind of like a barrier in my mind. It'll never cross through it. So like you have a focus here and a directrix there. Well, it's always in the middle, and it's always going to have the focus on the inside, but it's never going to cross this. Like, you'll never see that. So that's kind of how I see it. Of course, there's way more technical definitions, but they're not exactly useful for what we're doing here today. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust something on this tablet. That's fine. I'm just going to finish this one. Because every time I try to make an X. Okay. So, this is a shifted one. Notice that we have like this plus and minus stuff here, so it's been shifted. And we have a new center. You can see the center there is not 0, 0 anymore. My X is a 6, and my Y is a -2. Again, you're just corresponding to the actual letters there. So that's my new center. This right here, that 24, is 4 times P. Well, that's 4 times 6 is 24, right? So P is equal to a +6, just in case somebody asks. And so my focus is going to be shifted along this. Notice that it's going to be on the X components. And so my focus point is going to be at 6 plus 6, -2. That's 12, obviously. Oof. Okay, yeah. And then my directrix is in the other direction. So then your directrix, I'm just going to put dir for a second. Again, this is an x value, yes, yes. And so it's going to be 6 minus 6 is 0. Again, I'm just going the other direction. I started at 6. It gave me a number of 6, so I added it, and then I subtracted it. Cool. So what does the graph look like for this one? Well, my center is at 6, negative 2. 6, negative 2. There we go. So that's my center. That's where I'm going to come out from. I think sometimes they call it the vertex here in this case because there's only a single one. That's fine. Whatever. Vertex, center. And so my focus is at 12. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's my focus. My directrix is like right on this line here. And whoosh, whoosh. There you go. Cool. Next one. Oh, I zoomed in. Is that a good thing for you? I don't know. I'm just going to scroll. So, 10, 3, 33. I've got x minus 4 squared is equal to negative 8 y plus 3. So my center, or again, they might say the word vertex. That's fine. They can name it whatever they want. It's still the center of the graph. You can see that my p here is actually going to be a negative 2 because that's 4p. And we have a negative, so negative 2 in this case. So that means that my focus is going to be 4 minus the 2, but again along the y. So it's not 4, it's going to be a negative 3. So negative 3 minus 2. And then my directrix, is an equation. Again, that's this y component, so it's going to be y is negative 3 plus the 2 because it's the opposite. And of course, you simplify and do whatever they want you to do with it. Quick graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, somewhere right there. So that's negative 1. So negative 1 is my directrix. Focus is down here. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay. Okay. Apparently this next question's not very happy. I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna try to fix my tablet a little bit. So we'll do part B in a minute.